Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Friday, July the 25th. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local market is set to add to yesterday's losses, with ASX futures down around 0.4%. Risk sentiment on global markets remained positive, with renewed optimism about trade deals. The Pan-European Stock 600 index rising around 0.25%. On Wall Street, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq again reached new record high closes, boosted by strong results from Alphabet, which has fueled investor enthusiasm about AI-related stocks. Alphabet gained as the giant's results boosted confidence that heavy investment in a race to dominate AI technology is paying off for the company. Shares of Microsoft, Nvidia and Amazon also rising. Tesla, though, tumbled after Chief Executive Elon Musk warned of a few rough quarters ahead as the US government cut support for EVs. Intel says it's laying off 15% of its workforce, while the chipmaker forecasts steeper third quarter losses than analyst estimates, despite anticipating higher sales than forecast. IBM fell heavily after its second quarter results fell flat, hampered by disappointing sales in its core software division. Honeywell also falling despite topping expectations and raising its annual outlook. United Health fell after the insurer revealed it was cooperating with the Department of Justice probe into its Medicare practices. American Airlines stock plummeted after the carrier forecast a big third quarter loss, hurt by sluggish domestic travel demand. And the US Federal Communications Commission has approved the merger between Paramount and Skydance. Well, Britain and India have signed a free trade agreement which will cut tariffs on goods from textiles to whiskey and cars and allow more market access for businesses. The agreement between the world's fifth and sixth largest economies aims to increase bilateral trade by a further $34 billion by 2040. Meanwhile, the European Commission has said it's negotiated a trade solution with the United States is within reach, while EU members have voted to approve counter tariffs on $109 billion worth of goods in case the talks collapse. And the ECB has kept its deposit rate at 2%, as was widely expected. In the US, business activity has picked up in July, but companies asked higher prices for goods and services, consumer prices increasing by the most in 5 months in June, with solid rises in the cost of tariff-exposed goods such as household furnishings, appliances and toys. And US initial jobless claims fell to 217,000, the lowest since April. US Treasury yields have risen as a trade deal with Japan and expectations of a similar agreement with the EU are expected to soften the economic blow of steep import duties. The 10-year yield was at 4.4% and the 2-year rising to 3.92%. And the US dollar has traded sideways against the euro after the European Central Bank held its rate steady. The Aussie is trading at 65.9 US cents. And Bitcoin little moved at around 118,000 US dollars. Oil prices are up around 1% as a drawdown on US crude inventories and expected cuts to Russian exports overwhelm news that oil major Chevron will gain US approval to renew production in Venezuela. Brent crude futures at $69 a barrel. Copper is off around 0.5%. Iron ore rising 0.5% to $104 US a tonne. And the gold price has fallen further on easing global trade tensions. Spot gold at $3,367 an ounce. On the corporate calendar today, quarterly results are expected from Newmont and Whitehaven Coal. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again on Monday.